Good morning and welcome to my podcast. I'm Bob Pace. I'm your host, and here we are to fight CPS with me and hang on to your children or get your children back. Um, CPS is a government agency, it's a branch of social services. It's mandated by law to protect our children from neglect and abuse and to do family reunification. It's not mandated by law to do child trafficking or to alienate our children from the parents. What's happened lately is the child protection system has completely controlled by the money. Yes, I say money. It's a $50 billion business the child protection service system is in. Now, when I say child protection system, I'm talking about the system that deals with all the different um, agencies around the country. They may have different names, like in Arizona, it's Department of Children's Services. In California, it's Children Protection Services. In other states, it may have other nicknames. So, why I use the child protection system is I'm referring to all the agencies that deal with the protection of our children from abuse, neglect, and family reunification. The problem is there's no one as the watchdog of CPS. CPS is allowed to take your children when they're not in danger. They'll come in your home and use a ruse that they can come into your home without your permission. Well, they get your permission because you think they are entitled to it. They're not entitled to come into your home. They really technically need a court order. And you don't want to talk to them too. It's a yes, no answer because the things you say would be used against you. And that's a horrible, horrible feeling. Now, I know that all of you are listening right now, and maybe you've heard me before, but I have three rules that I talk about. I first want to thank Mr. Vincent Davis, who is a family law attorney with over 35 years of experience fighting CPS, getting the children back, knows dependency court, has filed lawsuits against CPS in both federal court and state court. Now, you cannot sue them if your case is open, and you certainly cannot sue them for pain and suffering. But they do violate your civil rights. They're proud to do that. They violate your civil rights and your constitutional rights. And I'm telling you that is wrong. That is totally, totally wrong. I have a power outage, so hopefully my power will stay on for the whole show. I guess I don't know why, but suddenly I don't have power. I could switch to my phone, but that may be a problem there. So there's several ways to interact with this podcast. The first way is, and I need to put up a little ticket on my program there. Okay. The first way is to interact by texting me a question or message. There's several ways you interact with this podcast. I don't think my phone will work this morning. So I'm not going to put the phone number up to call me. But the one way you can do is you can text and you can, whatever question you have about CPS, I'll try my best to answer you. I've been with fighting CPS for over 14 years. I was involved in 3 years when they stole my children. So I have lots of experience that I can share with you. Now, when you text in, oh, good, we got Danielle, my lifesaver. She figured out the time zone. Welcome, Danielle.
Hey, no, I had to run in the kitchen.
I know.
Let me hurry up.
You may have to take over running this podcast because I don't know if my power will last. It was crazy this morning. I had to take my son to school, and I have to be out here where his school is. And I
Oh,
went into Starbucks, and now Starbucks is zipping up all the power outlets. They don't have
oh,
any power
wow.
hookups. It used to
Oh,
be
no.
Starbucks, a place you can take your computer, do your studying, and have
Like,
internet
yeah.
capabilities. So
Yeah.
right now, I'm on my phone in an internet connection. So I'm
Oh,
using my
wow.
phone as a hotspot, and I don't think you can call on the phone when it's used as a hotspot. I don't
You
know.
can, but it might cut the
It
connection
might
off. It
cut
all
it off, and I don't want to do
yeah.
that. So I don't have the phone number up. So this
Okay.
morning we'll have to do the best we can with the texting of
Comments.
the calls
Okay.
here. For all
That's
you
fine.
listeners out there, I started the podcast this morning at 10 o'clock. I'm on at 10 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, twice a day. It's for 1 hour, and it's all Pacific Standard Time. Danielle is from Georgia. She's had
Mm-hmm.
a CPS case where it's a little bit different than mine. My children were trafficking into foster care on false allegations, and I did get
Mm-hmm.
back 2 of my 3 children. One children was retaliated by CPS and forced to divorce her parents and change her name and seal her birth certificate and jump in with a foster care family that's hurt her. And she now is 21. She did this when she was 12. And the social worker was doing revenge because we beat her in court, and she said, "You're never going to see your child." They are very revengeful, these social
Oh,
workers.
yeah.
I'm telling you
Very,
that.
very.
And there is a picture I want you all to have in your mind right
Oh,
now
yeah.
of 8 social workers in
I'll show
pink
it.
t-shirts that
Here we
say
go.
that we are professional kidnappers. And on the back it says, "Parents, do you know where your children are at?" Now, these 8
Mm-hmm.
workers were in Prescott, Arizona. It was the year 2022. They've been fired. There was 25 years of experience among them, but apparently they thought it was funny. Danielle has put her backdrop of the 8 social workers. Some were facing forward, some were facing back. If you zoom in, you'll see the word professional kidnappers. They thought that was funny. The office
Mm-hmm.
director would thought he was funny. Well, guess what? All 8 social workers were fired, and then also the director was fired. So this
Mm-hmm.
is the
It's
mentality.
professional.
And I've talked to over 500 people in the country, and I've talked to about every city there is, every not city, but every state. And I'm telling you, this is the thinking mentality of these professional kidnappers.
There you
CPS
go.
is a professional kidnapping organization, and they
Mm-hmm.
do not care about parents, they don't care about seniors, and they don't even care about elders.
Nope.
Now, when my children, were taken from me, I was 65 at the time when they were stolen, and they do not care. They show no respect, and I'm telling you that is that again, we have somebody that texted a message.
What
It's
does it
Hazel
mean
Rose.
when you have limited rights? Well,
Okay. Well,
we're
when you
in the
have limited rights, they're going to try to take it away, except for your medical and your educational rights of your children. They're going to take away a
right.
lot of your rights. And that's not necessarily true. I don't know what state or city you're calling from. I just forgot to tell everybody. It's important you put the city, the state, or the country, because we do have people from other countries.
Yeah.
And these other countries have been Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, um, Ghana, which is in South America, near Venezuela, above Brazil. There is also Mexico, and then there is Mozambique in Africa, which is near Somalia on the east side, and then Denmark. These countries have called in. They said they have similar problems as we do in the U.S., that CPS is awful. Apparently, money is the driving force behind them, because that's the only way I
Mm-hmm.
figure out, because I can't believe that these social workers enjoy abusing people. That's
Right.
wrong. That is
It's
wrong. They
very.
abuse people.
It's even
And
in. It's all over. It's crazy.
yeah, it is all over.
Crazy.
It's all over. So please text in your message. And Hazel, you do have
It
limited
depends
rights
on
when
where.
you're in their hands,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to fight it. San
San
Bernardino,
Bernardino,
California.
Cal. Mm-hmm.
She
Never
never let me
let
have
her have.
access to education, man, but
Can you
switched
get
me
the?
to limited rights. that means caregiver has no. That unless you sign a paper, that's not true. The problem is
unless they terminated your rights.
Yeah, if they terminate your rights
Yeah.
and you didn't sign a paper, you can appeal that. You can appeal anything they do against you, by the way. It's all appealable. But the problem being is I don't know if you have an attorney. And I was talking about attorney, Mr. Davis, because without an attorney, you're going to be helpless in the CPS world. I don't know if you know the story of Alice in Wonderland, but it's a fictitious story. And she's out in her yard or garden, and she fell in a rabbit hole. And when she got in the rabbit hole, she went to all these different doors, and they told her all kinds of crazy things like off with your head or you don't belong here. And she started, and it's all a dream. This is all a dream that Alice in Wonderland had. But that's what CPS is. You fall in the rabbit hole. They're like a spider weaving a web around you, and they'll draw you in, and they will lie to you. They'll deceive you. They will steal your children. They will alienate your children. They are professional alienators. They are professional kidnappers. Go ahead, Daniel. And
I found. Well, I'm waiting for it to come out. I found out that what she asking, what does it mean, like by limited rights? Is she working a reunification case right now? Because there's three different.
Are you doing a reunification case? Okay, they took him again. Well, we're having a little trouble here. Let me add Daniel back. She got taken away from the stage. There you go. Got taken away from the stage. I don't know why. But, it may be because I'm doing this without power. I'm doing this off my phone and everything like that. But Hazel in San Bernardino, California, I know you can't afford Mr. Davis. And what I suggest is you get yourself a pro bono attorney. That's an attorney that will help you. There are lots of states that have pro bono attorneys. In Texas, they have a volunteer lawyer association. Now in California, there are pro bono attorneys. I've researched it. All you do is you say, find in San Bernardino, California, a pro bono family law attorney. Those are the words you use to get in the internet, and you'll get a list of 10 or 15 of them. And from that list of 10 or 15 of them, you're going to pick the strongest 10 that you're going to call, and you're going to ask these questions. Are they in business? Do you do pro bono work? Have you fought CPS? Have you gotten your children? Have they gotten their children back? Are they familiar with dependency court, family law? And then when you got a list of 10 people, then you're going to narrow that list down to 5, and you're going to have a consultation. And with that consultation, Mr. Davis is one of those 5. He will talk to you for $60 for 30 minutes. That's a fair price, $2 a minute. That's like maybe, a couple cups of coffee at Starbucks. And so you need to have a consultation with these 5. The other 4 are pro bono. From that list, you can pick them after you talk to them. After you talk to them, get the right chemistry. But Mr. Davis can be reached at 888-888-6582. And there's a ticket run across the screen that you go on the website, Consultation with Attorney Vincent Davis, care of Bob Pace, Candlely.com, law office of VWD /Bob Pace. And please give him a call. Make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you when you talk to the office at 888-888-6582. And when you speak to Mr. Davis, tell him that Bob Pace, that you spoke to Bob Pace. And I'm sorry, Danielle, I was trying to get that blurb.
Oh, no, you're good. I know. No, you're good.
Rule. That is rule number 1. Go
ahead.
I'm
a little kid that's wanting to say something so bad in class. I was like, me. I'm just kidding. But no, Hazel, what I was saying was about the limited rights. You are right. When CPS takes your child and they get temporary custody of them, that is where the limited rights come in. It's for educational and medical rights. You still have your parental rights, but like you said, they're limited, and that's only when CPS has temporary custody. So if they remove them from your home, or they they remove them from your home, or they have to put them in foster care, like for legal custody is usually in California temporarily given to CPS. So during this investigation or during your case, while they have custody, you will have limited rights until they decide, or however your case is gonna, where the next steps are gonna be taken. So that's where the limited rights come in, and that is in California. And she said they're trying.
We have Tammy called in. She said hello. Hello, Tammy.
Hello, Tammy.
What city and state or country are you from, Tammy? Where's your case, your CPA case located? What city or state?
And it's Hazel. I found
Tammy Wilkins. Just need your city and state there and your question. Go ahead, Danielle with Hazel. Go ahead. What else you want to tell her?
Well, she's saying that no one is willing to take her case. She's been calling around. I see that it said, I can't afford, I wish I could. My case has been open 3 years. I had them 11.5 months. Then they took them again. So is it a whole new case, Hazel? So you got them back and you had them 11.5 months. And what was the reason for the new case? Or
the
did
allegations.
They even close? Right.
The allegations. What are the allegations?
And are they? And there's a no. What did you say? Okay, no.
No allegations.
No, she was saying no to the that no one's willing to take her case. It's hard. It is when you're looking for, especially being low income, and that's what they claim they were investigating abuse, but they were never taken to a doctor. Medical abuse or medical, like what?
No,
what
physical abuse.
Physical. Okay, so they were saying physical abuse, but they never got them examined or anything. That's they're supposed to do that when the first.
Did you take them to their own doctor and have them examined and have a document that your doctor can prove that they're perfectly fit?
Right. This was while I was staying
in
a hotel. Physical. Are you getting visitation right now? So this is the new allegations I'm taking is physical. And she was staying in a hotel homeless is what.
That's the sad thing about CPS. They don't care about the homeless people. They think they're bad people. And it's not your fault that you're homeless. There are reasons why people are homeless. I've been there. I was homeless for, after I had to sell my home in April 2nd of 2017. Yeah, 2017. I lost my home and I lived in my RX-7 for about 4 months until I ended up in the hospital because the RX-7 is not very good because you sleep, kind of reclined, but you're not flat horizontal. And they said my ankles were so swollen and blood rushed to my feet and stuff. So I was homeless. So I know I've been there.
So about the what she said they were going to take her to jail in front of the kids. A week after they were taken, I got a place. They said it wasn't valid until 6 months. So did you have like an adjudication or anything to have like a stable place, like your disposition or your adjudication hearing? And they refused to help while I was getting evicted. I believe it. I believe that. Because they're just gonna want you to struggle on everything. They're not wanting you to. So your case, so is this the case that's been going on for 3 years? Is this the whole case or is this just a new case? That's because usually they have, and you said the permanency hearings coming up. like for the permanency placement where they're going to be, or? God, I hate that for her. I do. And how old are your kiddos? You know, they CPS talks about this timeline. The kid's attorney wanted me to apologize and help my family member that was abusing her own kids.
Tammy Wilkins, I know that you said hello, but I don't know where you're from. If you don't want to tell me where you're from, that's okay. If you have a question, we'd love to help you out.
What were they trying to? What did they want you to help your family member? Like to when you refused
She said
it?
the family member was abusing her own kids.
Yeah, but the kid's attorney wanted me to apologize and help my family. My kids are twins that are 7 and 10 years old. Yes.
How are they twins if they're 7 and 10? That's 3 years apart.
Has 4 kids.
I'm confused.
A set of twins, two sets of twins.
She said that they're twins, 7 years and 10 years old. Now, I don't know if twins being 3 years apart.
They wanted me to stay with her and help her be a better parent. Wow. Twin boys that are 7 and then 7. A 10-year.
And then you have, so you're talking about 3 children.
Wow. Okay. And a 10-year-old girl. Okay.
What's this got to be with a better parent? What parent are you trying to help?
The family member that was abusing her own kids,
so family, which one of the kids? Was it the father abusing his own kids?
Hold on real quick. Hold on. I don't know who's here.
I'm at the halfway mark. I've lost your picture, Danielle. Looks like you're having internet problems and I'm having power problems. I'm about 50% of power left. So, and we're at the 22-minute mark. I don't know if I'll make it the full hour. I'll try. We've lost Danielle for a second. Oh, so the mother is your sister. Well, we didn't know that you had your mother abusing the kids physically. This is a hard case. Can the mother's got to be apart from your kids. You need your kids with you and not your mother. You need your kids with you and not your mother. You reported her. Well, that's good. You reported her, but she should have her own separate case. But they're probably saying you're not protecting your children because you allow your mother to abuse your kids physically. So they probably got you for neglect too, for not protecting your children.
That is.
Okay, welcome back, Daniel. You were lost for about a couple minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to.
No, she said her mother was abusing her kids. They wanted to apologize to her sister. My kids were never abused. Okay, I'm completely lost. I didn't say for a fact they were because the CPS says they were. They were alleged to be abused. I didn't say they were abused. If you went to your own personal doctor and had the doctor check them out and write a paper that the kids were not abused, that would help you in your court. But if you have a public defender, remember, when you're in court, you can't say anything. You have to excuse the public defender and approach the bench and say, Your Honor, I don't want this public defender. I want to fight the case myself. And if that is true, then you will fight the case yourself. You'll fight the case yourself, and you can introduce things on there. But it sounds like, here's what you need to do, Hazel. You need to go to the children's doctor and see if they were abused. It may be too late now because you say your case is 3 years old and any abuse would not show up. But at the time, what you should have done is take the children to your own personal doctor, the children's pediatrician, and say, will you please examine my children? Because right now the CPS is alleging that someone had abused her children. And I think it was your mother you said abused your children. Now, why do you have to apologize to your sister? What has your sister done? This is a very hard thing to know because we're getting bits and pieces. I know that's your problem. And, you need to prove that your children weren't abused. You can't do it now because it's been 3 years. At the time of the alleged accusation by CPS, you should have taken your children right to the pediatrician. Okay, here's Yami Bain. Hello, I was trying to call in. I believe my children were mistakenly removed due to a previous case from when I was a child. The case has since turned into a TPR. I don't know what that means.
Termination of parental rights.
Oh, termination of parental rights, ending with my rights terminate. Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that, Yami Bain. I don't know what city, state, or if you're from a country where you're from. But I'd like to help you out there. We have 3 people that have called in. We have Hazel from San Bernardino County. We have who do we have now? We have Tammy Wilkins. I don't know where she's from. Well, I'm going to take you down here. There you go. Danielle, what's happening is you're going in and out. Are you pressing a button or doing something?
No, it's got to be the weather over here.
I'm trying to talk to these people. We have 3 of them, and I'm not doing very good success for them. The one that Hazel Rose from San Bernardino County, is giving us bits and pieces, but it's got us guessing because I don't know the whole story. And this new person wanted to call in, but my phone is using as a hotspot, Yami Bain, because I'm having power outage and my computer has about 50% left of power, and I have about 28 minutes into the broadcast. So I may have to have Danielle finish the podcast if I suddenly lose power. But we're here to help you, Yami Bain. She's from Florida. This was of last year, the newer claims. She said that she had that. She said, I was trying to call and I believe my children were mistakenly removed due to a previous case in which I was a child. They have to have an allegation. Someone needs to call in for them to investigate you. No one is sitting there, at least I don't think so, looking at past history of people and taking their children. They got to have an allegation. Allegations are done by lay people or by professionals that suspect neglect or abuse. Now, with lay people, it's kind of hard because lay people use the CPS to alienate the children from you. It could be a divorce case where the father is trying to alienate the kids from you, and they'll call CPS and make false allegations to take the children away. They think maybe CPS will give them money. I don't know what their rationale is.
If it's somebody that's family involved or like a friend or somebody that
it could also be a neighbor, a lay person could be a neighbor that doesn't like your bushes or your dog barking, and he will call you falsely. My case was a false allegation by a lay person. It was my in-laws, my wife's side of the family, that for 5 years, from 2010, when I lost my job through no fault of my own at age 60, were hounding me, saying that my kids weren't fed, they weren't in school, they didn't take showers, they didn't have clothes. And every week I had to deal with a social worker. I showed them my house in the beginning, which is a no-no, my rule number 3. You do not allow them in your house. You do not talk to them. You do not talk to police. You don't have to do any of that unless there's a court order.
Speaking of the caseworker, I just got a message.
Well, if it's a new claim, Hazel, I'm confused. I don't know. I thought we were talking about your new claim. This is hard when we don't have the phone because these people are giving us bits and pieces. You know, it's like you have to strangle them to get to where they're located, and then you have to strangle them more about what the case is involved and stuff. We really want to help. Our purpose is not to go down hard or anything else.
Hazel,
we know what you're in. We know the deception.
What is her next court date? Like, what is the next step in her case? Like, what we got
3 people, Daniel.
Hazel Rose. What is your next? What's the status of your court or your case? What is the next court hearing? Or what? How many?
Okay, Yami just talked. She said my daughter had a small mark on her. Whoops, I've lost it. Oh, damn it.
July is adoption.
I'm going to lose my head here in a second.
On Hazel's, July's adoption
testifying in court, she had multiple purple welty bruises on her. However, that happened to me, and she was looking at my case. Well, Yami, again, you need to go to your pediatrician for your daughter. Have them examine you. Don't let CPS. They're not doctors. They can't tell if they've been physically abused, and they can't. They can see marks, but you need to go to and don't go to their doctors. Go to your doctor. Go to your doctor because they're corrupt. You're dealing with a corrupt agency. Unless you do that rule number 1 to get an attorney, you're going to go nowhere. I went nowhere for a year and a half. I tried to fight it without an attorney or use a court-appointed attorney. Okay, you need to fight the adoption decision, but you need to appeal the last thing that happened to you, Hazel. You need to appeal that decision. It was a termination of your parental rights to your children. You need to appeal that. The problem is statute of limitations. Without an attorney, you're going to have a hard time fighting it because you don't know the laws. And I'm trying to tell you,
there is a timeline.
You're trying to do a heart surgery yourself. You're trying to open up your chest, pull your skin back, go into your heart, and try to fix it. You can't do that. Only a doctor can. And, a plumber can't. Another layperson can't. You need to get a professional. And, there are people out there. It takes time. It'll probably take you weeks to find a pro bono attorney. But they're out there. You just got to keep trying and trying. Now we got a 4th person, Rosemarie Lombardo.
She's been in before.
I know. I cannot even afford attorney. I know that until a year. Sad because then the public defender wasted my time. I agree with you. You need to sell your home. You need to talk to your family and friends, or you need to find a pro bono attorney. They're out there. Pro bono attorneys are, but it takes time. It takes a lot of hard work. It's very frustrating, I know but there are pro bono attorneys that will help you. In Texas, they have a volunteer attorney association. I'm pretty sure in California, but Rosemarie, I have no idea where you're from. I forget, you've been on our show, but I know, have mercy. I know you are trying to do open heart surgery yourself. You got your hands inside your chest, but you don't know how to work on the heart. That is what CPS is. CPS is a terrible agency. They lie, they deceive, they're not transparent. They've got you by there because they want money. They don't care about you as a human being. They don't care. They're heartless.
Okay, so Hazel, it sounds like your case is to the point where it's at is the adoption decision in July going to be when was your TPR? Like, do you have a TPR coming up anytime, or had you already had one?
We have Rosemarie, Hazel. Okay, she says adoption is in July, so she needs to do something before July.
Because
that sounds a permanent thing. Now Yami says they were taken to the ER and they didn't find any evidence. So you should have shown that to your attorney. If you didn't have an attorney, show them to your court-appointed attorney, and you need to show that in court. You have to understand, when you guys are going to court, you can't fight in court. You can't stand up unless you excuse your court-appointed attorney. You need to approach the bench and say, Your Honor, I do not want this court-appointed attorney. I'm defending the case myself. Then you can talk. Then you can talk.
Otherwise, it's your court-appointed attorney that has to do it. And you have to get evidence submitted into the courts. And from my experience with the court-appointed, there was nothing. Like, I wasn't notified of anything. I mean, they, like, these people will play you like a fiddle, and don't let them. You play them. It's kind of, I mean, I'm not even going to use that as an example. It's
well, Rosemarie just moved. She's from Rochester, New York. She moved to Fortified. I have no idea where that is. I think it's in New York. But you're with your daughter. So your daughter is not taken by CPS, Rosemarie.
She just moved to monitor visits with her daughter.
And Yanni Baines says she's never been convicted of anything. So I don't know what her problem is. I'm confused. Hazel, last word was adoption decision. And there's one more person. We have 5 people going right now. We have Tammy Wilkins, who just said hello, but we don't know where she's from and what her CPS case is about. Now, I tell you, when I lose power, Daniel, you'll continue with the show, okay?
How much percent you got left?
Then when you log out, the show will end.
Okay. And
I don't know if it'll end with me because I started the show, and if I lose power, it may end it, and I apologize to all you listeners out there. I'll make it up for you tonight. But unfortunately, the world is not a perfect place, and power and internet we're at the whims of it. And in my case, I don't know why I lost power. So I'm working my car. I tried to go to Starbucks, but the Starbucks I went to sealed all their plug outlets. So they no longer, you have a place there. So I'm looking at other tea places, and I'm have to explore around. I had taken my son to school.
Wi-Fi no more.
And so it's bad. I have Wi-Fi off my phone. But
Starbucks don't do that.
And I have a car that has a generator, but the generator won't start, so I can't plug in my computer into a plug outlet. But anyway, it is hard.
So Hazel, yours, you're gonna have to appeal it most definitely, but you need to get either, if you have a court-appointed attorney, you need to decide what you want to do with that lawyer and getting ready to, because I mean, it sounds like they're getting ready to just, like, they've already got a plan for them, the kids.
Well, the adoption in July. Hazel is adoption in July. So she needs to appeal the last decision. Now, I don't know how long the last decision was, because there's a thing called statute of limitations.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful. I mean, I'm trying to tell you guys, we're not lawyers. And we're only doing this from experience or talking to other people. But you have to understand, it's just like doing open heart surgery. You try to open your chest, and you're trying to massage the heart and make it work. But you're not a doctor. You're not a doctor, and you can't do it. And I'm sorry, you need a professional family law attorney and a pro bono attorney if you have no money, or sell your home, or borrow money from your parents, or make up some type of arrangement, because without the attorney, you're doomed. CPS is that bad. You could go go ahead.
Go ahead, Bob. No, the ones that are in here, Bob, the ones that are in here right now, it sounds like their cases are like well along, that it's either almost to the end of it, or it's coming to it. And in that scenario, I would, like in my case, I would definitely contact your senators, because that's where I got a call to action on my case. So if you can look up your local senators in your state, contact them, put a inquiry into them, and they will look into it. And that's where, I mean, since like Miss Bain and Miss Rose, them I would definitely contact the senator in your state.
Yes, you have to go to your senators. These are people that make up the Congress, and they will help you. I've had so many people go to Congress people, and it has worked. Danielle's speaking from experience.
Yeah,
She's
I'm doing
speaking
that
from
right now,
experience.
and they've been in
she's doing
contact with
that.
me the whole
They will help you
time.
if your case is so far gone. But you need to be very careful when you approach the political people. You don't want to sit there. You want to be very professional, and you want to start from the beginning. Tell them that you have a bad case with CPS. They're corrupt, and they have taken your children unnecessary, and they're trying to close your case out. And you just right now you can't afford an attorney. But try to do pro bono. I'm telling you, it works. I do it all the time. I looked at it. They're a pro bono attorney. It's a lot of work.
Miss Bain, sorry,
she's in Florida.
Florida. Okay, I will get that information. What part? Where at in Florida, if I may ask? If you're okay with sharing that.
Said, let me see here.
Because yes. Let's see. Oh yeah, Rubio and Rick Scott, Florida. All right.
Let's see. What city she say?
Yeah. She said, I'm going right now. It's Daytona Beach.
Okay, she's Daytona Beach. Thank you. We're trying to help you. So, right now Danielle's going to go on the internet, find in Daytona, Florida, a pro bono family law attorney. Find in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Well, this is for the senators.
Oh, I thought you were going to find her attorney. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that what she said? Is that what she said? I thought it was senator.
Well, yeah, you can find the senator in there too.
I can look up both. I can do both.
Yeah.
Because here is the first. So, how do you want me to put the link? Because here's the first one for the representatives for Florida.
You're gonna have to tell them. You got to put them. You got to put it to me, and then I got to copy and paste it into the local chat. You got to put it in my private chat, and I got to put it in there.
It's coming right now. There's that, and that should come up. That's for that'll have the two representatives for Florida on there. It's Marco Rubio and Rick Scott, and that's who she needs to contact for.
Okay, Florida. Yami Bain, I'm putting in to local chat. It's going to appear in all the rooms, but here's the link for the senators in your Florida state. There are two senators. I just sent the public link to all the rooms. So you're going to see it repeat. You're going to see it in all the different rooms. I don't know what room you're in, but I sent it all there. See the link? That's your senators.
And there's also that page will give you ways of other resources in Florida that you could reach out to. And that's a good place to start. And that's the Florida Department. Like it's for the whole state of Florida. And it's the state resources and federal. And this is a good website for Florida. And it's research. And then for California, what part of California? San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
Bernardino. Did I say San Bernardino?
Yeah. San Bernardino is where Hazel Rose is from. Okay. San Bernardino. Now, Daytona Beach is where... Now, Rosemarie is from Brooklyn, New York, but she's in another city. With her daughter, though. She has her daughter. Now, she said... She's the latest communication. So this is how I know. I'm sorry my head is disappearing off the screen here, but I'm trying to read this. I'm in my car. It's so hard. So this is how I know that they're corrupt. I have no Mother's Day with my daughter. I didn't. Well, my wife didn't either, which I don't expect to care because they don't. No, they don't. CPS. All you have to do is look behind Daniel's picture on our back wall. Those are CPS care, CPS social workers. And Prescott, Arizona, so proudly displaying their T-shirt. We are professional kidnappers. And on the back, parents, do you know where your children are? That's how social workers think of you all that are listening. They don't care. They're evil. I have talked to one social worker who's on my show for 40 minutes from Maryland. She said that she had a degree in clinical psychology. She said in the state of Maryland, they put them through another 6 months of training. I find that hard to believe when I've had 2 or 3 people from Maryland call and tell me how awful CPS, the child protection system, is in Maryland. The child protection system in every state is corrupt.
San Bernardino.
What do you talk about, San Bernardino?
Say for California.
For
how do you spell that? B-E-R-N? Yeah.
B-R-N-A-N-A-N-D-I-O. San Bernardino.
Okay. So I'm gonna send you the link for the 23rd district for California.
This is for Hazel.
That is a good starting
Danielle's
point.
going to send you a link, and then I'm going to copy and paste it and put it in local chat.
The best thing for you to do, Miss Bain, is contact your senators and then reach out to get attention. You can file complaints. You can. I sent it to you, Bob. You can. You're welcome, Miss Rose. Because a lot of people are facing fraud, perjury, and yeah, that's I can't even say that. Like the R's will get me.
But
yeah, that's Sandberg. Yeah, see, look. But yeah, it's the 23rd district out in California, and that will take you to that senator for your area, and contact them, and they will. And there's even like, that's the website for him, and I've actually heard good things about. I can't even say his name, but contact them. There should be also a way. Let's see, it's an inquiry, and then on the top of this page it'll say contact me, and you want to go to constituent services on this website that we're sending you, and also email the senator. So when you go to that website, Ms. Hazel, go to contact me at the top of it and email the senator and go to constituent services. And when
Here you go, Hazel. I just sent it on. Hazel, it's being sent to you right now in local chat to all the rooms.
And Miss Bain, when you go to the Florida site, email the senators, and also look for where it says constituent services, because every Senate page has it, every state has it, and go and under there and find the area of what would it be? Human services, social services, children. Each state's different. Social services. Click on and go to there and see what options they give you as well, because each state's different. I mean, I found a whistleblower form. I mean, I'm in contact with John Ossoff's office probably every month. I mean, I just got a message back on May 6th. So, and it's like I'm going to bat with the department out here in Georgia, and it's like they keep saying the concern is reviewed and satisfactorily resolved, but no, it's not. Like, my concern, like the biggest thing, and then so you will get a message back, and just bear with them, and they will attempt to contact the agency and see what's up. Because I am a living proof of that. I am going through it right now. They keep in contact with me, and it's the subcommittee.
We have a new person.
Hi.
Welcome, Dupart Doe. I love all these names that people create. Dupart Doe. Hi, my name is Lionel G. I was incarcerated with my wife.
And my wife caught a CPS
case. I don't understand, but how can we help you? A year before I got out, now I'm being held liable for a case. I had no parting and been threatened to have my kids taken away and put in foster home permanently.
Wow.
Again, you need to get an attorney. Step number one, rule number one is get a professional attorney.
You're welcome,
And you can
Ms.
get
Rose.
one. You don't want the court-appointed attorney. A professional attorney is either pro bono for no money or an attorney that has retainer fee.
And
so I'm telling you, you
Mhm.
have to get them. You have to get them.
They're looking at you're being held liable for a case, and what they're going to probably throw up is your incarceration. I'm more than likely that's probably what
because
they're
Danielle
using
has been
against.
incarcerated too, and Danielle can share her situation.
And I was incarcerated in 2011, and I never had CPS in my life for like 12, 13, 14 years. And my mom passed away unexpectedly, but she had guardianship of my son. And that sucks. That I know. Are you and your wife still together? I know, and it does suck that you're being punished for someone else's actions, but they like to frown upon incarceration terribly. It's terrible, and they shouldn't do that. Yeah,
after you pay your debt to society, you should be allowed to resume your life.
Right.
Because you paid a debt. You paid your debt. You did something wrong, and a lot of it isn't premeditated. Right. It was something that the circumstances got you there. Premeditated is something you plan, like murder. If you murder somebody, they should really look hard on that person if you actually did it, if you planned it. But a lot of people get incarcerated because they use drugs, because they steal, because they're whatever needs, they can't get a job or something like that. And they go to prison and they pay a debt. And it's sad because they may have had children or something, and those children have been left in there. Okay. Da Pardo said, while I was incarcerated, my wife caught a CPS case. I had no part in it, was released a year later, and I was claimed reunification, and now I'm being punished for someone else's action. I don't know what the action is. Well, Yami says, I also want to say I was finally able to get an attorney who
cared
and gave
lots of case law, showed there was no harm, etc. And they kept silencing her in court during trial, would tell her she couldn't do something,
that's
but
the hard
DCF
part
to do 3.
The judges, you may have to replace the judge.
Yeah.
You can replace the judge.
We're legally
replace the judge, and you need to tell your attorney that. She'll know what to do.
And the part though, now that y'all are separated, and I know it does suck, but you worry about you and you getting the kids. What's it going to take and prove once there is it? And is that still in a good standing with you? Like once you still have the apartment, the car, the job, and you completed, you got the certifications. I mean, that's a positive thing. Because see, as long as you have your criminal issues resolved and you're in compliance with if you're on parole, probation, whatnot, they can't hold that against you. I mean, they'll try to, but as long as you're in, because that's a criminal issue. This is civil, but as long as you're in compliance and doing, there's nothing that should be holding you. Period. But the only thing is that you and the wife. I mean, as long as I was in the lowest level, that's a good, lowest, like minimum, no security, pretty much. Yeah, minimum security. That's a good thing. So your security level wasn't. Mine was medium, I think. Yeah.
It all boils down to rule number one. You need to get an attorney, and I don't emphasize enough. You're not doctors doing open heart surgery. CPS is at that level. They are evil. I mean, they don't have a watchdog. They're not educated. They don't have a college degree.
Right.
And they're making medical decisions.
They don't even go by
evaluate parents and children. They think they give medication. And
They don't even go by their own policies and procedures.
I agree.
We're supposed to meet on Friday. Speaking of my... Sorry. But yeah, Departo, yours, it's, I guarantee you, as long as you're doing, like, I don't know where your case stands now, and I know it was probably a big surprise when you got out and seeing that you had to go through this as well. But if you can, I mean, I don't foresee why they would keep you from the kids or anything. Just make sure you're make sure you're in compliance with probation, have your criminal issues resolved. Do we know a CPS
We have
lawyer
somebody new. All these people are coming at the last minute. Oh no.
Yeah, the timing thing is still off, Bob. I was looking at that. It's like 20 to 25 to 26 minutes off. Like, it don't notify nobody till 30 minutes into the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we have about 56 minutes. We have Pearl Vision. Do you guys know a CPS lawyer in Northern California? Do you refer to me as a relative? No, I don't know a relative that's a lawyer in Northern California, but I know there are lawyers in Northern California. All you have to do is type in the city. I don't know what city and state you're from, but you type in the city, find the city and the state, a pro bono attorney, a family law attorney, and you'll find lots of them. If money's not a problem, then find a professional family law attorney. I'm trying to help you there. Oh, Ron Weber. Is there a federal level we can all meet at? No. No, I wish there was. There's no federal level. I mean, I guess we could ask Congress if a group of us wanted to go before Congress. They do allow
you have to have a lobbyist.
But you have to be a lobbyist. There's rules in there, but we could go before
Congress
about but it'd be best to have the congressperson in our state with us when we go before
They like to keep it organized and professional, and they don't want it is possible.
They had all the CEOs that are invited to talk about their social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, Telegraph. They had all the CEOs there saying how they're protecting our children. And
what I heard?
And that only one CEO talked, Elon Musk, and he said he was sorry. I think he did. No, Stoltenberger from Facebook. Anyway,
I heard
that can't be done.
I heard that these lobbyists and stuff that for these groups, they go in and they it's kind of like sweet talking these senators, and you're allowed to take so many senators out to dinner or lunch, and what you're trying to do is get them to come aboard for your
I don't know if the county can help you, Ron, because the CPS has no board of directors. CPS
they're not even managed.
They're not even managed. They have a director and a lot of assistants and managers, but it's a machine
too many chiefs
that is not accountable. There was a case in Kentucky, Richmond, Kentucky. Faye told us this, that where they were auditing the CPS and they couldn't show up where $400,000 was. $400,000 was missing.
In Georgia, there's 400 kids missing right now.
The counties, they don't care. The counties don't care. The counties don't.
They have found that more detailed case reports and yes, you're right, Ron. They make their own rules. They make their own policies. They do what they want. In everything that I've read and I've studied their Georgia's manual, their training manual, and in my situation, they have done.
We're running out of time and my power's getting low. We have less than a minute. I'm sorry to do all this to you all, but Danielle and I must go. We'll be on again tonight at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time at nighttime. So I appreciate hearing from you, Ron.
Eastern.
If you want to call at 10 o'clock Eastern, Ron, so you can be first in the show. All of you come on there. Thank you, Dupart Doe. I have no idea where you're from, but thank you very much. We'll try to help you. Yami Bain from San Bernardino. No, she's from Florida, Daytona Beach. Thank you very much. Pearl, I don't know where you're from, But thank you very much for
Right,
coming
Ron.
in. And Yami
Very
Bain was
sad.
in there. What else? Hazel. We had
Yeah.
Hazel asked a lot of questions,
Tammy.
and she was
Tammy.
from San Bernardino. We have Tammy,
It's
who I don't remember who she was from, Rosemarie from Brooklyn, New York. And thank you very much.
Miss Bain. It'll
And
be on later. The correct
but
number
we'll
if
be
you want
on
to call
later.
her.
You know, Hazelton, and there's one girl called Yami or Tammy. Yeah, Tammy
Miss Tammy.
Winkles. Winkles. And I
Oh, a
don't know
lot of
where she
people.
was
That's
from.
what's up.
Anyway, thank you all. Thank you, Danielle. You're a blessing to me. And hopefully I won't have a power issue. And God bless you all. And I'll see you tonight. This
We'll
is
see y'all
Bob
this
and
evening.
Danielle signing off.